This is 24 karat gold from Menē. But should you be buying it as an investment? As a precious metals and coin collector myself, there are many nuances to that question. But all the jewelry you see in this video was purchased by me. I'm not sponsored by Menē in any way, and I'm just trying to give you the facts. But if you want to help me out, there is a referral code below to Menē. By the end of this video, you'll have a pretty good idea of whether gold makes sense for you, who the competitors are, and if the premium is worth it. I'll also be going through the fit and finish of the various pieces that I own. So can you buy gold cheaper than you would at Menē? Absolutely. If you just want to buy bullion, you can get gold for almost spot price, if not just a little bit over. But the catch is usually you need to buy an ounce of gold to capture those prices. And for jewelry, most people are buying fractional amounts. And with solid gold jewelry, there's usually about a 30% premium on average. I checked out several competitors, including Loria, Nebu, and Kuvera, and on average, the lowest was 28% at Kuvera, and the highest was actually Loria with this honeycomb bracelet at 39%. Then you have to take into account that jewelry is also taxable, unlike bullion. So that adds on about another 8%. Now, understandably, you might be reeling in your seat from the high cost of gold jewelry, but it's nowhere near the insane markups that a jewelry store like Jared's has that doesn't even specify the gram weight. So if you're actually astute enough to ask for the gold weight, you'd find out that Jared's is upcharging this 144%. Here's an equivalent necklace from Menē for $4,000 that actually has 2 more grams of gold in it. You would literally spend $2,000 for less gold at Jared's. So this is why you don't buy at chain jewelry stores. Speaking of chains, let's take a look at some of the jewelry I have and how it actually fits and finishes when you get it. I actually have 2 bracelets. I have the 7.5-inch Figaro chain, and then I have the Menē Classic that is flexible from 6.5 to 7.5 inches. Here they are on my mom's wrist. She has a 6-inch wrist, and as you can see, they are maybe a little bit big for her, even if we close up on the platinum bracelet. We also tried fitting the Figaro around her ankle, but it was just a little too small for that. Too bad. My wrist is 6.5 inches, and I still found the Figaro at 7.5 inches was a little too big for me. The Menē Classic Platinum, though, I think works a little better. Though as a guy, I'm not sure if I would wear either of these bracelets, they're not quite my style. Next up, we have these 5.72 gram band earrings. They're basically a J shape and just a solid sheet of gold. I love the simplicity of them. I think if you're going for a minimalist look, these are very nice. Menē makes a lot of flower earrings, and these are the sunflower set, which are very detailed. I got these for my mom for Mother's Day because my dad loved sunflowers. And this is the band cuff earring that wraps around the top of your ear. I think this is one of the best bangs for your buck because you only have to get it for one ear. And the way they flattened out the metal around your ear, I think makes it look like a lot more gold than it actually is. It just feels like one of the more accessible items they have. I don't think this works on me that well, but I'm sure some guys out there could pull this off. Necklaces. Now I'm going to start with one that I actually don't like. This 21-inch narrow flat curve chain is a chonkers at almost 20 grams. More is not always better. My neck is 16 inches and this is a 21-inch chain. As you can see, it hangs pretty low on me, and I feel like maybe I'm channeling too much of Mark Zuckerberg's creepy energy he's giving off this year. For that reason, I keep this one mostly in a drawer. To tamper it down a little bit, I have this 18-inch rounded box chain that I think is a lot more subtle and looks better. It works equally well on both of us. With mom's neck at 14.5 inches, I put these necklaces on to see how they look on her. In case you can't get your fill of working in an office, this is the narrow paperclip chain at 18 inches. This is a newer style from what I'm told, and it basically looks like a bunch of little paper clips. I am deeply ashamed to admit that I can't conjure a better looking outfit for this than a business suit or some sort of formal office attire. And finally, this rather elegant, narrow interlink chain at 18 inches. The magic behind this one is due to the multiple interlinking locks. It looks like it has a lot more surface area than it really does. It actually doesn't have as much gold as you would think, this particular one having 4.48 grams. And just for fun, we threw all the necklaces on just to see what it would feel like. It cannot be denied that it will make you feel special. The feeling of the weight and the inherent value that's been treasured for thousands of years will bring a smile to your face. But I know what you're still thinking. Should you be buying investment jewelry really? If gold is purely a speculative asset that you derive no joy from holding in your hands, then you should probably just be buying on the commodities market. But here's the value of investment jewelry. It's really a psychological thing, and something that informs all of my investments in general. I actually have to like the thing that I'm investing in. This applies to stocks, real estate, or any business that I put money into. I have to believe in what they're doing and that it should exist for the long term. Because I invest in a multitude of factors, I'm less swayed by the ups and downturns that are inevitable in any investment. And when you're buying investment jewelry, sure, you do pay a little bit more for it, but because you like wearing it, because you enjoy it, you are much more likely to hold on to it for the long term, which statistically for gold has been a formula for beating the dollar for a very long time. So if you learned something or liked this video, let me know in the comments. I very much appreciate you appreciating me because I actually put a lot of work into these videos. And if you want to help me out, again, you can use that Menē link there or just say hello in the comments. I'll see you later. Bye.